my man, Ariel, the one with the beard.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm thinking on shaving everything off because I have to be presentable for people next week. I have a
Will
meeting.
it be a live
so-
stream when you shave? Live stream?
No,
You
if
should do it.
10,000 people see me like this, it's not a problem. You know, it's only when I have to be presentable.
Okay, so today's topic, LG G5, and why did Gaming Tech bought the G4?
Well,
because it was
well, I mean, the G5 is gonna be better than. It seems like it's gonna be even better than my QD-OLED.
everything.
Yeah,
Everything.
better than everything. So, but I am not sure yet. So here's the thing. I was confused when I made the video because I said, "Oh, QD-OLED over 90% color gamut." Then G5 83 point something. So okay, well, it's still a big difference. And I knew, of course, brightness matters. So with more brightness, you get a higher color volume. Okay. So at the end, color volume is what might make the biggest difference. So it's a combination of many factors, of course. But the thing is, I was confused because I watched the HDTV test video about the S95C QD-OLED, second generation QD-OLED, and he shows over 90%. And he shows over 90% in XY. So basically we have, as far as I know, we have 2 units of measurement for the color gamut. And we can Google this up and show a definition or something like that. But one is older than the other one. And they are different. So the problem is I see the same unit of measurement on the HDTV test video when he shows the color gamut for the S95C. And I share a picture of that. I mean, if we have the picture, maybe we can show it here.
I try, but it's according to StreamYard, it's a wrong file format. So just give me a second, okay? I just need to.
So that was the problem for me. I think the HDTV test video has that imprecision. And I was not expecting that. I mean, his HDTV test, he's all about accuracy and correctness. And of course, I could have done more research, but I didn't. If I watch an HDTV test video and he shows a number, I'm expecting that to be correct. And it is confusing because the thing is, if you are using a different unit of measurement, you get a lower number. So in XY, you usually get a lower number than if you measure UV. Hey, how's it going?
Say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Seems to be sleepy still.
He's fine. Okay, yeah.
So
go ahead.
So the thing is, the difference in the color gamut is not that big because the QD-OLEDs are about 86% color gamut when you measure them in XY. So it is CIE 1931 XY. I think that's the whole unit of measurement thing. I forgot. Maybe I got the year wrong or something like that. But XY, that's the key. So from 83.60 something on the G5 to 86 point something on the QD-OLEDs, that's not a big difference. So yeah,
that's actually true.
So that's a picture I got from, and of course I modified the picture and I edited to write that down. But that's a picture I got from the HDTV test video about the S95C. And right at the top, you can see CIE 1931XY. And it says Rec 2020 coverage 90.8%. And then on the G5 video, it says exactly the same thing, same, CIE 1931 XY, and it says 83 point something. So I'm like, okay, the difference is big. And the thing is, this measurement over 90% is not in XY. that is in UV instead. So it's a different year. Can you show the A95L report picture?
Oh, just hang on.
Because that one has both. So you see what I'm talking about. You see the difference.
Give me a second. That's the only one I haven't downloaded so far.
So I think it is very important for reviewers to make that clear, because it is confusing. And then you have monitors, you have QD-OLED monitors who have lower color gamut too. That's the one. Can you zoom it in a little bit? So that's the A95L.
No, I can't say.
No?
I can't say. StreamYard is really, anyway.
Oh, wow. So I mean, we cannot see it very well here. You can check the community post I made with the pictures. You can make it bigger. So on that report, you see UV, the measurement in UV, and you see also the measurement in XY. You see both. So in UV is 90 point something, and in XY is 86 point something. Okay, and then depending on the variant, let's say you have the same QD-OLED, same S95C second generation QD-OLED panel, they can measure 1.5% more or less. That's like an error. So the whole point here is from the G5 to QD-OLED, maybe all the QD-OLEDs measure about the same. There is like a 3% difference. And there is like a 1.5% where, one panel can be, higher or lower. I also share, I'm not sure if I did. There's another calibration report picture that I have from an S89C second generation QD-OLED, and that one was lower than it was lower than 90%. So there's
let me show this. So that's the LG G4, which is here in the back.
Yeah.
Which has a rec coverage from 75.4. And let me bring the other one up.
The G5.
We need to change StreamYard. We need to make a solution with OBS actually.
Yeah, anyway, I'm testing that already.
So that's the G5. Same measurement method, and then we have 83%.
Yeah.
So now I can actually, can I have both? So that I can flick between.
Yeah.
Can you see that's almost, let's say, 8 to 10% improvement over the G4.
Yeah.
Okay. So also I know that where you got the information or whatever, this person actually mentioned that it is very unlikely that you see so at the 83.6% coverage now, it's more than enough for most of the content and anytime. You know what I mean? Most of the time, because it's very unlikely that you have content covered or not covered. What's the right word? But content created in a higher coverage. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is actually fantastic news. I mean, I watched Glossy's video on the G5, G4, and whatsoever, and I like his detailed analysis. And I mean, the G5 is just too good to be true, to be honest. Full stop.
Yes.
Have you seen the 2600 nits 10% peak brightness window?
Yes. So that's the thing. So we have the color gamut, but also the brightness is very important. So with the color gamut plus the brightness, you have the color volume, and it is very impressive. 10% window over 2500 nits, 100%, 365 nits. That is very bright. That's very good. So it's impressive.
It is. So the problem what I have now, I just bought a couple of months ago the G4, and I know people, why did you do this? Why did you do this? So the thing is, I'm not planning to buy the G5 when it's released here in Australia, because then we're talking about $5,000. I'm done with this buying stuff on the release day. Okay, I paid literally half the price for my G4. And the price is $5,300 still in Australia right now. I will do most likely the same with the G5. End of life, getting a deal and get the TV. That's what I'm doing. But the TV is wow. I mean, just the numbers what we have seen so far is just
what I was thinking is, of course, I cannot buy the G5 because I'm gonna buy a 5090 probably next week, and that's all my money. I mean, yeah, there you go. No more money for me in the year.
Okay.
So I was thinking,
oh my God, rich people problem.
Yeah, it's a problem for us. So I was thinking, if it was possible, and I never ask about money, donations, I just don't like to do that. But if it was possible to do a fundraising for the channel, for me to buy the G5 as soon as possible, and if we don't get enough money, if I could send the money back, so because here's the thing, imagine I do a fundraising and then I get, let's say, $400, $500. That's still not enough to justify buying the G5. So I want to be able to give that money back to everyone, and I don't think that's possible. So if there was a way for the channel to do a fundraising, and if it doesn't work out, I can give the money back, I would do it, because I would love to test the G5 day one. And the reason why I think it is very interesting for me to test the G5 is this. I still don't believe the colors are going to be as good as that. And here's why. QD-OLED monitors have around 10% less color gamut than the TVs. 10% less. So, for example, in XY, QD-OLED monitors measure 79%, 80% instead of 86. And the thing is, between my QD-OLED monitor and my TV, when it comes to colors, I don't see a big difference. I can see a difference. Yeah, TV is more colorful, but it is still a QD-OLED, and it looks super, saturated. The colors are amazing. I don't believe that the G5 will be more colorful than my QD-OLED monitor. I don't believe that it will appear. Maybe it can measure that, but I cannot believe the G5 will have better color.
Yeah,
I mean, it will be brighter, and that matters a lot.
Yeah, so I think we need to get, so always, also, I was at Adam's place last weekend, and we talked also about QD-OLED, but I think there's always a little bit of a misunderstanding with colors or whatever. So most of the time when you have HDR content, it's the color space is very close to Rec 709 almost all the time. So there's literally not as all the mid-range to high-end TVs, they're having no problem with displaying Rec 709, even with DCI P3. Okay, so that means for probably 95% of the content out there, you don't need anything else than on W-OLED TV. But of course, we have some content where you have, let's say, a very bright sun, a very yellow bright sun, which now is mastered, let's say, with 10,000 nits. The W-OLED would struggle to display this compared to a QD-OLED, because the pure color brightness is just much better on QD-OLED. So if this now, of course, is the same with the G5, it will just destroy the G4 behind me. Full stop. You know what I mean? With certain content.
That's right.
I like to make this very clear.
That's right. But the thing is, I intentionally put my LG C1 side by side with the QD-OLED. And I intentionally lower the brightness of the QD-OLED below the LG C1. And it still looks more colorful and a lot more impactful.
Yeah.
For example, my plasma TV, this Pioneer Kuro, it doesn't have a higher color gamut than my LG C1, I believe. I am not sure. I have to research that. It goes beyond SDR, but it doesn't have on paper a higher color gamut. Now, this looks significantly more colorful than my LG C1, and it's not even close.
I like to ask her, because the main big difference what we have between W-OLED and QD-OLED is the white pixel on the QD-OLEDs. So this can be a big difference what the eyes are actually seeing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because we need to consider, we have on QD-OLED, we have an RGB layout. Let's say that we have red, green, blue. That's what we have. So this is the purest form how to create actually colors and white, because white is all three colors at the same time. It's white. So that's a complete different white than a white or white pixel. And you need to consider if now this so LG is using this white to improve the brightness. Okay, so they're using this most likely also to, let's say, again, big yellow sun. You like to have it very bright. They're also not just having a yellow subpixel now glowing up, also the white one. Of course, this dilutes the colors completely, and your eyes are much better than any measurement instrument. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So of course, that's always the case. So when I'm watching something here on the G4, I'm always, wow, this is just absolutely mind-blowing. It looks great. The MLA layer makes it really, really nice. But when I'm watching the same content on my S95C, which has a lower peak brightness, actually, I wouldn't say it's better or whatever, but it's different. It's different. It looks more 3D. It looks more clean, if this makes sense.
Yes.
Okay. I think because of the white, the white haze. I don't know if it's
the
right,
colors.
so.
The color science is different. The RGB, they call this additive color. Yeah. So and then the other one is I forgot. But the thing is, again, putting the example with my plasma TV, because my plasma TV is super dim. We're talking about 80 nits, less than 80 nits full screen, but the colors are awesome. When I compare this plasma TV with the S95C or the S90D, S90C, these TVs are significantly brighter, so the color volume is super impressive. But I get the same color, the richness of the colors. I get that feeling from the plasma, even when it is not as bright. I do not get that from my LG C1.
Look at this picture, even on the camera. Anyway. I get this. So I had plasma TVs, and I was always like, they looked absolutely natural to me. Such a great picture. Okay, brightness was not very good. I mean, I wouldn't go back to plasma when I have an OLED TV, but you get my point. It was just from the purity or whatever, or cleanness of the colors. It was just a complete different story. And back then we had just crappy LCD screens. Really crappy LCD screens to compare, so it was a no-brainer for me. Plasma is really, wow, absolutely fantastic. But yeah, in this case, I'm having a problem, because it turns out the G5 is not just good; it's just probably the best TV this year, most likely, which is bad because for my wallet. Now, of course, the thing is, we are nerds. We like to have the best. It's not we like to have the best, but oh my God, this is fantastic. It's just a mind thing, because it doesn't make the G4 worse or bad. You know what I mean? Quite the opposite. You know what I mean? It will just stay the same. But if you now know, the G5 is actually, oh my God, but it's too much money, honestly, to buy it.
Yeah, and release is just too much money. We have to wait a little bit. So here, Ted is asking about Monster Hunter Wilds HDR analysis.
I like to say something, and maybe I'm completely wrong on that, and maybe I'm coming off a little bit selfish, but let me just explain, and you just comment to this. So first of all, yes, I know that Monster Hunter Wild has a big fan base and a lot of players. But first of all, when this game was released, I haven't had time at all to make any videos. So now the game is released already since a long time. I don't know if it now makes sense to put a lot of time and also money, because this game is very expensive actually, to make a video. And first of all, I think all the players that are playing this game are not playing because of HDR. Okay, so I think the views on my channel would be not sacrificing right now, because it's too late already to make a video, but it wouldn't be sacrificing probably the amount of work and whatsoever I have to put in. I might be completely wrong. If anyone wants to sponsor me on this game, I'm more than happy to do a video right now, but it's not on my list anymore. Honestly, it's not on my list anymore. Is there any demo version or something like that?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You can get the benchmark for free on Steam. So the benchmark is not the same, because you cannot, pause the camera and go to the darkness and to analyze the HDR. It's not the same.
Can you change all the settings, including HDR?
Yeah, you can change all the settings and everything, but it's only like daytime. The demo is mostly daytime.
Probably better than nothing.
Yeah, better than nothing. You can do it, but here's the thing.
I played, but yeah, go.
HDR is kind of meh. It has issues with the
It's
peak
not good.
brightness.
It's not
And
good.
there's a Reno DX HDR already. See, look, Reno DX.
Yeah, but that's the thing. So I played was it the beta or the early access or whatever you want to call it on Steam back then, and I analyzed HDR, and I didn't make a video because it was so bad, the HDR. First of all, peak brightness limited, regardless what you set, and then HDR black level rays like this all the time. So the game looks very terrible actually in HDR and also in SDR. It looks like there's always some sort of black level rays. Okay, yeah. So again, I'm not planning on doing a video for that. But maybe I might be wrong. So the thing is, I don't have so much time at the moment, you know, to do. I don't know. So maybe I'm wrong. But let me just show this one. Split Fiction. Yes, I do a video on that because I got a review code. Thank you very much, Electronic Arts. And I played this game yesterday with my daughter. It's a co-op game, you know, like It Takes Two. And it's actually better than It Takes Two. And yes, I will do a video on that because I played already a long time with my daughter. I have a lot of footage. And HDR is actually, for Unreal Engine game, pretty good. But again, it's just some sort of auto HDR.
Yeah, and the performance seems to be great too.
The performance is I have played it on the PC. I mean, it looks fantastic, and no issues, no stuttering, nothing.
Yeah, let's say hi to FOMO here.
FOMO says, hey, FOMO.
How's it going? And thank you very much, FOMO, for asking the LG engineer about OLED Motion Pro. Thank you very much. I mean, the answer was heartbreaking, I have to tell you. Please, ask someone else. I'm not sure if it was a language barrier. Maybe he didn't want to get in trouble or something, but maybe, please ask again or someone else. LG needs to hear that this is a needed feature, because the LG G5, it is absolutely amazing for this feature because it is so bright. The G5, so you understand what I'm talking about, the G5 could have better than CRT motion and it still be super bright, or 200
Oh my God, you're so annoying, really. I need to get this TV. So annoying. Just say something bad about this TV.
I'm at dinner, so I want to drop to say hello again.
Just say something bad now that we don't need to buy this TV.
Yeah, it would be so fantastic for that feature. And the thing is, the reason why people don't like the feature or don't use it is because, it looks dark and then the gamma looks all messed up. But LG could fix the gamma when you turn on the feature. It would be bright enough, and the flickering will be gone with a higher frame rate. So it can work at 60, 100, 120, 144, and 165. It could happen and be absolutely amazing. So yeah, they are missing out. LG is missing out.
Let me check my bank statement.
No, I'm saying what could be.
Apology email to my wife.
It could be, but it's not there, unfortunately. But it's still, of course, it's still a great TV. I think it is a great year to get a new TV.
I mean, honestly, and so what I'm more interested actually is also not just, look, we talked about all the brightness. It's very important. I mean, what I'm really interested in is the panel uniformity.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a big thing for me. And I know we are very lucky that with actually all the high-end TVs, OLED, QD-OLED, W-OLED, we have great panel uniformity. But when it comes to the best, then QD-OLED is still the best. So again, I told you about my story. My G4 is, if I would pay the full price for this, it would go back. Okay, that's what I'm telling you. Okay, in some darker content, when I shift the camera or walk around, you can see some vertical stripes. Okay, you have to look very closely. I understand that. But this is not the case on my G2 and not even close the case on my S95C, okay? So that's not good enough for a high-end TV. That's my opinion. Maybe I'm just unlucky with this TV or with this panel, but that's how it is, okay? So I just hope that the G5 has a better panel uniformity in general, because this is very important, very important.
That's a big question. We don't know yet how good it's gonna be, but the QD-OLED is still the superior technology. The screen uniformity is not gonna be. It cannot be better than QD-OLED. and the gradation of colors is not gonna be better either.
Yeah, okay, so magenta, so Foam is saying magenta tint only appears worse because of camera sensitivity, but OLED has a worse on white after calibrated D65. I don't get this. Oh, has it worse? So after calibrating, it looks even worse because of camera. So that's the thing. And I had a very big discussion with someone about showing actually TVs or different panel types at the same time on YouTube. It's not possible to get the same picture, okay? Because as soon you have a camera set up to an W-OLED or QD-OLED, you would need to change the camera settings to actually adjust the different panel type. Because if I would, let's say, let my camera do their own thing, this looks, I think, very magenta greenish, okay? The QD-OLED, if I'm not wrong, would look absolutely bluish. Maybe I'm mixing this up, but you get my point. Because of the different panel technology, the camera needs to be calibrated for this TV, okay? Yeah. So that's why if you have a side-by-side comparison with a QD-OLED and QD-OLED, W-OLED, QD-OLED, you will see a big difference in colors, which is in real not there, because your eyes can see, or there is no such thing. Okay, that's why I mentioned this already in the beginning. There's nothing better than your eyes. Okay, any measurement instrument on the world or whatever cannot replace your eyes. Okay.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see it in person. But I was gonna say about that point is that in camera, it appears that the G5 looks a little bit magenta. Like it looks closer to QD-OLED. It doesn't look as blue and green as the G4 or previous WRGB OLEDs. So it seems like the 4-stack tandem cake is changing things a little bit with the way it looks on camera. It still doesn't look right, but it looks different. And I saw that difference on the Brian's tech therapy video, because he was showing some content that had a lot of white. And I'm like, that's interesting. The G5 versus the G4 looks more reddish, looks more magenta. That was interesting.
So Holger is writing, there's really nothing bad about the G5 other than missing BFI. So that's not very helpful. You know, you need to say something very, because I'm not using BFI anyway, so I'm not missing this. So okay, try again. So say something. What is bad with this TV? There's even a stand included now? Huh? There was already included in the G4, we can't even complain about this anymore. So what? So oh my God!
I think it's silver. It's not black.
No go.
The corners?
Really? Oh my! But it's the G5. The G2 is also silver. What do you mean? This is also silver around here. What?
Oh, is it? Is it? Oh, okay.
It's silver. It's not black. No.
Oh, okay.
And it looks really good. Damn it. So, okay. We need to no. I can't.
You're getting
buy this TV.
You're getting forward right now.
I can't buy this TV. My wife is killing me. You know what I mean? It's. I can't do this. Okay, but there was okay, let me just scroll through the oh my God, so many comments. Facts.
Yeah, and the thing with TVs is very difficult to resell them and get some money back. You get nothing.
It's not about this, but the thing is, you know, it's just a 65-inch. To ship this TV, you need you know, you just can't ship it. You can't even put it in a normal car. You need a big car, you know, and stuff like that. It's not that easy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Herr Toxmark, how are you? So let me just scroll through all this stupid scene. You have an what is with your QD-OLED monitor? Is it having also the for screen saver time out things where it likes to do a screen refresh or whatever?
Oh yes. It's
annoying, huh?
It is so annoying, and it asks you. It's asking you to do it. You're playing a game, and it's like, okay, you don't want to do a pixel refresh right now? No. Why would you ask me? Wait until I turn it off or something. You know.
I get it why it's happening, you know, because of all the static things. But hey, that's really, and you can't turn it off. So you can't just turn it. I think the 4 hours or 15 hours for the big one. And if the big one kicks in, it's 5 minutes. What you have to wait. You have no picture then for 5 minutes.
That's crazy.
That's
the thing is, MSI is offering 3 years burning warranty. That's too much, man. I don't like that. I understand people want to feel safe, but I much rather have them offer no warranty at all and increase the brightness and stop with the protection. I would prefer it to burn him.
So
just let it burn.
Is writing 10,000 1,000 plus nits is enough for HDR. So what do you mean with 1,000 plus? Because I agree, 1,000 is not enough anymore. After I see TV with a bigger or higher peak brightness, I would even go so far that now 1,000 nits is probably the minimum I would recommend. So I know that some LG CX users are not happy with that, but that's how it is. That's the reality, you know. The more the better. That's how it is in terms of contrast, dynamic range. But I had also the discussion that people said 1,000 nits is enough, and I disagree. I just disagree. The more you have, the more you can stand out specular highlights compared to the rest of a dark picture, the better it is.
Yeah.
And full screen brightness, of course.
Yeah, and even if you have 1,000 nits full screen brightness, that's gonna look amazing. But if you have like a dark scene with a highlight, and that highlight is only 1,000 nits, it's not gonna be as impressive as the G5, for example, which would be like 2,500. Something like that.
Okay, so here Monster. Okay, I will look into the demo version or benchmark on Steam and look. So the problem what I'm always having with something like that, I'm not sure if it's the latest code actually in the game. And but usually, you know, if you have early access to a game and the HDR is bad, even 6 months later when the game is released, the HDR is the same quality, so nothing changes. So the only thing I think where I can remember HDR was improved was Red Dead Redemption. I can't think about any other game actually where we had bad HDR and it was. I can't think about it, honestly.
Yeah, they usually don't fix anything.
No.
I want to comment on this one. I have an A95L and want the G5 as a while. So, you know, if I had S95C, A95L, I would not get the G5 unless you're on PC gaming and you can get 165 FPS, or you want a bigger TV and then you need a new TV anyway. That would make more sense. But the A95L is 2nd generation QD-OLED, and you get way over 200 nits full screen, like 250 plus, and I mean you get way over 1,200 nits on a 10% of the window. I think it is. So I don't think it's a worthy upgrade, and in some aspects you're getting a downgrade because the G5 I highly doubt is gonna have better screen uniformity and better gradation of colors. So you will see more color banding, potentially worse screen uniformity, and the colors might not look as right. So yeah, I don't think it's a worthy upgrade.
Hey, Star Fox. I don't think here are any girls. I would be very surprised.
Yeah, I was looking the other day. I have almost 2% of my audience is ladies. I'm gonna have to shave and look good.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're just clicking wrong, you know.
Oh, okay, by mistake. Oh, that's right.
Honestly, I don't. Honestly, I don't know any female who is interested in this stuff. Honestly, I don't know any.
Well, I don't know
unless
how YouTube knows.
YouTube, some, but I don't know them.
I don't know how YouTube knows, but the statistics, it says like 1 point.
Yeah.
I think, almost 2%.
Yeah, because when you create a YouTube account, you choose male, female, or helicopter, whatever you can choose nowadays. Yeah.
So I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to. I might take a shave next week.
Yeah, here, look at this comment, Ronnie. What about uniformity? My G4 sucks. So it's not just me. and don't defend this. You know what I mean? I know that some people are getting very, oh my God, the G4. Yeah, because you paid so much money, because then, of course, you don't want to have any bad words about your G4, but it's not the best in uniformity. They made it worse, in my opinion. I don't know about the G3. I never had the G3. But my G2, literally, so apart from this magenta, whatever all the TVs having, you know, with the W-OLED, it's perfect in terms of uniformity. I don't know what they have done.
So
it must be the MLA layer.
Yeah, I think maybe removing the MLA might improve the uniformity.
But now we have another stack, you know, so which can be also worse.
Yeah, maybe it can be worse. But yeah. I think, you know, you're gonna have to, you know, try your luck. Even QD-OLED. I tried 6 QD-OLED TVs. I hate to return TVs, and I did have other issues. But 4 out of those 6 QD-OLED TVs had bad uniformity.
Yeah.
4 out of 6.
This comment, I have seen QD-OLED with worse screen uniformity than OLED. But see, that's the panel lottery. You know what I mean? I got the S95C and I turned it on after some hours or whatever. I did some testing or whatever. And of course, when you have a 1%, 2%, or 5% gray full screen, you see the worst on a panel.
Yeah.
But comparing this with an W-OLED was nothing. I was like, wow. And if I do the same test on this 27-inch QD-OLED, this is terrible, this thing. This is absolutely terrible.
Oh, really? It's not great.
It is not good. No, it is not.
So which one do you have? What is the model you have?
That's Pixio 277 whatever. Pro Max.
What is it? 1440p, 240?
Yeah. 1440p, 240, yes.
240 hertz.
240 hertz, yes, which is great. 240 hertz is great. Don't get me wrong.
It is great.
Fantastic. Oh yeah.
Well, let me tell you, my monitor actually has flawless uniformity, but that's random luck. Now the thing is, over 50% stimulus. All the QD-OLEDs I've tried are absolutely perfect. Not a single defect you can see. It's just flawless, and I cannot say.
I know.
Yeah. I don't believe that the WRGB or the G5 is gonna be as good as that.
It's black, no. It's silver. I'm pretty sure it's silver. Don't do this to me. No, it's silver. It's silver.
Well, maybe there's a black version, maybe.
It's silver. Around. It's not, you know? Really?
Okay. Maybe you got a black version.
But even my G2 is silver, I'm pretty sure. The S95C is black, which is also fine. Just bite the bullet and buy the G5. It's so simple if you have money, really. It's so simple. Yeah, no. Hey, all what I need is just more money. Hey, I need to call my boss tomorrow. I need to tell him, look, I like to invest more YouTube because that's what I like to do in the future. And he will be probably very happy to support me on that. But he is probably right. Hey, how are you, guy? How are you, buddy? Don't buy the first gen panel tech. Yeah, you're not wrong on that. But on the other hand,
yeah, that's a risk. We have questions. I think the biggest question is the uniformity. I don't think reliability or burning is gonna be a problem. I don't believe so. They keep lowering the power. Every time they increase the brightness, they lower the power again. So I don't think it's gonna be a problem. LG should be very solid. Let me answer this one. Do computer games play at 1000 nits or greater? That was one of my points on the G5 video, is that most of the videos that we see about the new TVs are with video content, movies, documentaries, all that stuff. Gaming is what really shows you the difference, big time.
Yeah.
Because in gaming, you have control of the camera. You can move. If you see something that looks kind of weird, you can, zoom in and get closer. Gaming, you can always get, especially on the PC, you can get all the brightness you need. Right now, I get a 10,000 nits TV, and I can get 10,000 nits on every single game. If the game HDR doesn't have that, I can use auto HDR with reshade or major paint the cactus, special K. There are many ways to get all the brightness and all the colors that you want on the content, because you can change the content. So I don't care if the creator's intent didn't allow for that. I can change that all the time. So PC is where it's at to show really all the brightness and colors of these TVs.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we have, of course, some games like, I don't want to spoil it too much, but Split Fraction. What was the name for the game? Split?
Yeah.
The new
Split
game,
Fiction,
Split Fiction, is also, you will see the video at some point, hopefully today, but it's also just, it's Unreal Engine 5. I'm very surprised with the performance, actually, but in terms of HDR, it's there, but you can clearly see it's an auto HDR implementation, because it's limited at 1000 nits. We have no HDR black level rays and stuff like that, and the specular highlights are not very detailed. Okay, so that's clearly just very quick fix. It's better than nothing, don't get me wrong, but this is what is a little bit annoying, because now we're talking about 2600 nits on the G5. This game will not take any advantage of. So you would need to do something, you
got to. I mean, for Unreal Engine games, it's very easy with reshade. Just install the major paint the cactus add-on, and you can type in the brightness you want, any brightness.
Yeah, I get this, but it's still annoying, because this shouldn't be the case, And first of all, we have console players as well where you can't do this.
Yeah,
so that's what I don't like this. This simple, and I probably at some point I do a video and call the companies out.
Yeah,
but maybe not.
Do it. I think it's important.
Get my point, because it shouldn't be that that they're just making such a easy, I wouldn't say lazy, but such an easy HDR implementation, and getting away with that. Better than nothing, don't get me wrong. And better, the HDR in Split Fraction is much better than Monster Hunter Wilds. Even you have all these settings, to choose from, but it's still not on a great level,
Yeah. Well, the thing is, with the G5, and LG is the best when it comes to the settings, the tone mapping, and all the options you have. You can just turn on dynamic tone mapping, and you can get all the brightness.
So Ronnie says, my wife watch gardening while I watch you guys. Yeah, I mean, that's how it is. That's how it is. It's funny. Gardening, what can you watch? Anyway, there's a channel on YouTube who's this guy is mowing the lawns for free. And he's getting the money by YouTube, So he's making money by recording how he's mowing the lawn. And he's really good, you know what I mean? It's not that I watched it, but he's really good. It's just,
that's crazy.
And he's getting much more views than we do. Anyway, I had to devise a toaster. Yeah, I'm not getting into this. Yeah, okay, I take my C2 is so clean, man. Yeah, I don't know. So I have the feeling that back then in 2022, the C2, G2, and all this, they had, I don't know if it was just luck or whatever, but again, this panel is just, that's why I like this TV. Full stop. The G2 is my favorite.
Yeah, I love the S90C I got. I wanted to get a second gen, but I got a first gen, but I didn't return it or replace it because it was flawless. Like a screen uniformity, even near black, is just absolutely perfect. And that gives you, so to have a great screen uniformity gives you like a perfection feeling. I don't know, maybe it's psychological, but everything looks awesome on that TV. Absolutely everything. Even if the game has black level rays, it's not as annoying, because when you move the camera, you don't see the vertical bands. It's just awesome.
So what should I buy, Monster Hunter Wild or the G5? So Monster Hunter Wild is an easy investment, but G5 is, no, it's not that. Don't get me wrong, the problem is not the money really, but the problem is wife. That's, I can't explain this to her. If I just bought a couple of months ago the G4, this is not That's it's different. If when we're talking about handbags or something like that, that's a different story. Or maybe I need to. Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe we go shopping for a handbag first,
and then
let's just check here. What is the G5? I've never seen this before. What is this? I need to do more psychological things. Any information on the 48-inch?
So the 42 and 48-inch are not going to be the same panel. It's gonna be brighter, and it's gonna be brighter than the C5 48, but it's not gonna have this. It's not gonna be even close. It's not the tandem, the 4-layer cake. It's not gonna be as colorful. It's not the same, and it's 144 hertz too. It's not even 165 either. So.
Let me tell you one thing. The fact that I'm so lucky that I can afford so much stuff is my wife. Okay, let's say like this. Okay, she made me a very successful man. Okay, but it's my own money. Okay, she's not. Forget it. It's just no. But you need to have a good partner. Brings you up. Full stop. That's all what I'm saying. It's great.
The other thing. The other thing is the G5 in 42, 48-inch will not be sold in the US, I believe.
Okay.
It's not gonna be available. And that might still be the best monitor you can get for HDR impact, because the LG monitors, they most likely have a matte finish. So that's a no-go. So that's probably the best monitor you can get, the G5.
Another reason to buy the G5, because it's not matte anymore. It's not. Again, this is also a big. I told you this many times. Always when I walk into this room and the TV is off, this turns me off. Absolutely, this doesn't look great. It's magenta. It's reddish. And people, because this is a very bright room, there's a lot of windows here. If everything is open, this looks terrible. Your TV behind you, it's just black. Absolutely black, dark black. And that's exactly how my G2 looks. And again, even my S95C looks better than this turned off.
Wow.
That's how it is. The S95C, in my opinion, has one of the best panels I really like, in terms of uniformity, in terms of reflection handling, and in the general presentation. Okay, the G5 is just good for gaming. Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, it's very good. I think if you want a $10,000 command center, the G5 is very good. It's gonna get you up there.
You're automatically better, because I mean, honestly, we no spoiler, but when I was at Adam's place, there will be a video coming out, better TV or bigger TV, better gamer. And it's really, if you have a better TV, it's clearly that you play better, because response time, whatever, all this stuff together. But anyway, yes, of course, the G5 is better for gaming than the G4, because of the 165 hertz. If you have a higher refresh rate, more frames per second, it's always better. Full stop.
Yeah,
it's always better.
And I was playing at 165 FPS on my monitor. And I have to say, after you pass the 200 mark, 200 FPS, that's when it really starts getting clear. 240, I think, is the sweet spot. But 165 is nice. Let me tell you, it's not going to be blurry. It's not clear, but it's not blurry when you move. I think it's going to be very good for gaming.
So that's where you're wrong, Star Fox. So why are you in the impression that games are made in 800 nits? We have games where you can choose between 200 nits and 10,000 nits.
Yeah.
So that's not correct. So unfortunately, most of the games or most of the developer, they don't give a crap about HDR and just have a very easy HDR implementation, like split fiction. So just 1000 nits maximum peak brightness. But that's just an outer HDR thing, you know what I mean? Hopefully, but again, with some mods or whatsoever, you can easily get around that. Horizon Forbidden West, for an example, is one of the best HDR, and I think it's getting, at least on the PlayStation 5, you can have up to 10,000 nits. because it's using the HDR system level calibration. For on the PC, probably it's just 2800 because that's the maximum, or it's 2800, correct? I think so.
So yeah, it's I didn't try the remaster for Horizon Zero Dawn on the PC because I beat the game before they released the remaster.
You're very welcome. That's what I'm here for. No, don't take it too serious what I'm saying, okay? Yeah. Yeah, okay, so what do we have? Color control app. No, I don't know much about that. So I'm not a, so let's say like this, I'm not a big fan of mods. So that's wrong. So I'm not a big fan of that you have to use mods. I'm a big fan of mods because they can change a game like crazy, you know, and I'm using them quite regularly. Okay, but I'm not a big fan that you have actually to use something to make a picture or a game better. Okay, it should always, you know, the game should be always absolutely fantastic, and then with mods you change it to your liking. Okay, that's what I think. But if a game is already bad and you need to use mods for whatever reason, that's not a good thing, in my opinion.
Yeah. For example, I installed yesterday. I have to say, I have GTA 5 on Epic Games. I mean, the game was free like a year or two ago. I don't remember. So I own the game. It's not working for me. Like for some reason the Rockstar launcher is not opening, and the game just doesn't work. And I'm like, okay, I get the Cuban version. It works, no problem, like immediately. It's no issues whatsoever. So because I've been like 3 days trying to fix the Rockstar launcher, and I'm like, at the end, I'm like, okay, I'm tired already of looking for solutions. You just get the Cuban version. It works like a charm. So then
there's a Cuban version. Anyway, we talk about
the desktop free version. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
the thing is, the game has chromatic aberration forced, and you cannot turn it off on the game. You have to download a mod.
Terrible.
That's very complicated. A mod that's fairly complicated to remove that. And I'm like, why? Initially, when we're talking about GTA 5 Enhanced Edition. Now it has DLSS, it has ray tracing, and all that. So initially, when I see the game, I'm like, man, DLSS, it just looks so blurry here. There's something off. Then I changed to the transformer model, and I'm like, this still doesn't look great. I'm not sure if the transformer model is working. And I do it a different method, still looks bad. Then I notice it's the chromatic aberration. And then I will do it today when I have a chance, remove that crap. Then the other thing is the ray tracing. I max out the ray tracing with DLSS quality, and the reflections on the cars, they look pixelated. They look like they have low resolution. It looks worse. So yeah, it's
I haven't tried it actually. I haven't tried it, but
not great.
Anyway, she wouldn't even know. I mean, maybe I can do the stunt, replacing the G4 with the G5, but I don't want to replace the G4. It's a too good TV. I'm not. I don't know what to do. I'm in a crisis. Yes. 5090 and the G5. No, this is no. So you can actually buy the 9700 XT here in Australia. They are in stock.
It is available. Wow.
AMD. Yeah. So compared to what was the price? $1,500 Australian dollars. So this is actually, I mean, it's on the 5070 Ti 5080 level, something like that. You know what I mean? But comparing to the 5080 price, which is, what was it, 2000 something? Hey, that's affordable, actually. Really. And in stock.
It's not too bad.
Crazy.
And FSR 4 is looking pretty good from what I've seen on the reviews.
I saw, was it Digital Foundry video I saw? Yeah. It looked actually really good. Yeah.
Looking good.
Yeah, we need a command center. Yeah, we need a command center.
I again, the only way I can get a G5 that would make sense is a fundraising or something. I mean, the last video I did about the G5 has 10,000 views. If you give me 30 cents for each view, I can get a G5 easy. Now, I don't like to ask for money. So the only way I would do a fundraising is if I can return the money back if we don't get enough money. If we get $500-$600 or even $1,000, I want to be able to return that back without losing anything, because I'm not buying it if I don't get all the money. But yeah, that will be the only way. It's just too much money.
Yeah, I mean, I never have done this, but just Google it. I have no idea how to set up a fundraiser. I have no idea, literally no idea. And look, so many people doing this for. I saw fundraisers. I like to have a vacation. Fundraise me. I said no, f off. I'm not doing this for this. But you know what I mean. I mean, just do it. Why not? I have $5 for you. No worries. Hey, but this of your professional opinion, how many nits is too much? When does it become enough? That's a good question. So I think it can't be enough at some point. I mean, it is enough. I get your point, but it's so I don't want to, let's say like this. I don't want to sit with sunglasses in front of my TV. Okay, I don't want to do this. There is probably a limitation at some point where it is just too much for our eyes, because we need to consider movies. It's not like outside, okay? You have, I don't know, 100,000 nits, somewhere, floating around because sun is very bright, but your eyes getting adapted to this, okay? So the pupils are closing and it's fine. But movies or watching game or playing a game, it can be dark and then suddenly very bright. So, and this, of course, is a problem for our eyes. And this is a problem, especially if you're tired and something like that, because then it can be very hurtful, actually. So, I don't know. What is your opinion?
So I think
2,600 already enough?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I'm not a professional. I'm doing this YouTube thing, but I don't charge money for calibration or anything like that.
In this circle right now, we're the professionals.
Okay. So
if someone else joins, not anymore.
I think it is clearly 1,000 nits full screen and 10,000 nits peak brightness.
So he is
clearly. I think that's the sweet spot.
Brightness.
Well, honestly, that's what I believe. I believe 1,000 full screen and 10,000 nits peak brightness.
You can't see it, but I have here on a full array dimming LCD screen, KTC, 32-inch, and the full screen brightness is 800 nits.
Wow,
so 800
great.
nits. So this is, I mean, the HDR impact on this thing, it's just 1,000 nits in total, but because of LCD or whatever, it's 800 nits then. So that's what I measured. If this would have now, let's say, 5,000 nits peak brightness in specular highlights, this would be absolutely fantastic. The problem is that even we have a lot of local area dimming zones, it's just crap compared to an OLED. But the impact in terms of the HDR when you watch something, because it's so bright, is really crazy. And it's not dimming and whatsoever, but it's still not on a level in terms of contrast, I would say, compared to an OLED, because it can't be, because of the local area dimming. But yeah, 1,000 nits, it's probably, I mean, it would be great. Don't get me wrong, 1,000 nits.
And the thing is with the way we perceive the brightness, it's not as bright as we think it's going to be.
Yeah.
You might be surprised. It's not actually going to hurt your eyes or anything.
It's just limo. There's just some soda in, okay? So, but that's Weinstefan. You know what Weinstefan is? The oldest brewery in the world.
Oh, really?
And that's where I was born, in Freising.
Oh.
The oldest brewery in the world. Okay, and I have a lot of. So that they're actually getting. So in Australia, it's very popular, this beer.
So are you?
Again, there's no beer right now. This is not a beer. Okay.
Okay.
That's not how beer looks like. Okay. Maybe in the US. Hey, I'm not sure. No. Oh my God, so many comments. Thank you very much, guys. Oh, let me say one thing. Do us a big favor, okay? So I know many people watching on my channel, many people watching on Ariel's channel. Do us the favor, subscribe to both channels, okay? And give a like on both channels. And it would be even better for YouTube if you watch both streams at the same time. I'm not kidding, okay? I'm doing so much research at the moment with YouTube and stuff like that, because I'm not happy with my views on my videos, actually. And YouTube is just a bitach when it comes to analytics and pushing videos and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's not that simple. Anyway, do us the favor, please subscribe. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Does the G4 silver bezel bothers you? Not at all, because I'm sitting in front. So you can't even. It's not. It's maybe visible on the bottom right now because the light goes on or it's reflecting, but it's not bothering me. It looks actually so. It looks more high end than a black one, to be honest, the silver one. But well, I can understand that some people don't like it.
Well, I have to say, I'm like so picky with that. When I got the monitor, there was a light at the bottom, like it's like you just turn on the monitor. This is like a white light all the time on. I'm like, okay,
yeah, I know.
I was ready to black tape the light, and then I figured out if you update the firmware, you can actually turn it off. And I'm like, okay, I don't have to use the black tape. But any light any standby light that I see, I just black tape that, and I don't like it.
So what I'm hearing is wait for the G5 and not get the G4. Is the difference going to be huge in wars of an upgrade? So you're talking about getting. So yes, I would say yes. So, but yes and no. The thing is always, what do you like to? If money doesn't count, go for the G5, no problem. But again, the reason why I got the G4 by end of the life, life circle, was because the offer was just too good to be true. That's why I couldn't say no. So I will most likely do the same with the G5. So I'm not planning to buy the G5 as good as it is, but I'm not planning to buy it in the very beginning because 7, 8, 9 months later, I get it for half of the price. That's the thing, and I'm just doing this cycle. I can always buy one TV for what I have saved, and the more you buy, you save more. That's
exactly
our
TVs. Never at release. TVs are at the release. That's not the price of the TV. I think you're overpaying if you pay it. If you buy it right away, you're overpaying because the price drops sometimes in half or more.
Yeah.
So it's not worth it.
I know. I just subscribed to Gaming Tech. So what about Ariel? You've subscribed to Ariel as well. Thank you very much, buddy. Thank you so much. What is this German content? Ganz schön am Trinken. No, this is not beer. So he is writing that I'm drinking too much. Something that's not beer, really. So I was on the beach yesterday, the whole day on the beach. Very nice day, 35 to 40 degrees, and I think I drank not enough yesterday. So I woke up with a very bad headache in the morning, and then just try to get some fluid into my body. But that's not beer. But I have beer,
Do you have sharks or dangerous animals over there?
In Australia, I think I know you never heard the news. Everything can. I'm going outside. There are a million things that can kill me.
Oh, really?
No. So we have sharks, of course, and the beach where there are always sharks sighted on the beaches. Okay, but what the government is doing or the council, they have always regularly airplanes flying over and looking out for sharks and whatsoever. Yes, it can happen, but the same as anywhere else.
So you're relying on your safety of an airplane washing over if there's a shark in the ocean.
Yeah, but it's not happening very often that there's a shark close to the shore. You know what I mean? Just the same beach where we went yesterday. I think a month ago there was a shark sighted, a white one.
Wow.
Which is okay. Come on, there are it's their habitat, not mine. But I mean. I know what you mean. It's scary.
Yeah, it's scary. In Cuba, there was no sharks at all.
Really?
No sharks. Nothing.
So they're not allowed?
You would have to go very far away to get a chance to. Yeah, no sharks. So
no. There are sharks here. Yes. So, but most of the time, just no. So I think there was an incident where a girl was killed a couple of months ago in Sydney Beach, which was, of course, but that's I mean, look, Australia is the same as probably US beaches or whatsoever. You know what I mean? That's how it is. In terms of spiders, we have, of course, very deadly venom What is the red?
Poisonous.
It's not poison. It's the other one, venom. Well, anyway, very, very deadly. And the problem is the big ones, actually, what we have, they are not as dangerous as the small ones you can't barely see. The redback spiders are very small one, and it's a redback with something like a cross. And people died because of that, years ago. So now on all the emergency cars or whatsoever, you have actually the anti-venom stuff or whatever. And so,
Wow.
so no one died from a spider bite in the last 20 years, I think. But it's still not nice, I think. So you should. So that's what kids get taught in schools. Actually. Don't touch, especially in rural areas. You know what I mean? Don't touch. Don't play with stuff.
I'm missing going to the beach because in Cuba I used to go a lot.
Oh, it's nice. It's nice, and especially when you drive a little bit. We went to the last possible spot actually in South Australia, because then the cliff's starting. There's no beach anymore, and it's just white sand and less people, and it's just nice. Absolutely great. And the water was so warm, unbelievable. But anyway, that's not hey, we can do a vacation stream next time. Yeah. But anyway, so let's talk about.
Let me go with this one.
Stuff.
In GTA 5 Enhanced, there's an option in the settings to further improve RTGI by adding a second bounce at the cost of performance. It's gonna be a lot more expensive to help with the pixelated reflections. But the thing is, if the reflections look pixelated with max out ray tracing and you are cutting your performance in half, it's not worth it. No, it's nonsense.
I fully agree.
That's the problem I see with ray tracing. It doesn't look perfect and your performance goes down the toilet.
Yeah, especially with your 30. But when are you getting your 50 card? Because then it doesn't matter anymore. Just do ray tracing.
Well, I mean, I will still turn it off. Hopefully, I can get it next week. So I'm not sure if you watched some of the stream from yesterday. Someone from the channel bought it. He showed me the proof that he bought it, and he has been donating money to the channel. So I don't think it's a scam or anything. But in any case, we agreed that he will send me the 5090, and once I have it, then I'll pay him. So it's not going to be a scam. I mean, I will have the 5090 on my hands. So that is awesome. So he's going to go and pick it up Tuesday at his local Best Buy, and he's going to ship it to me. And on top of that,
fantastic.
That would be awesome. And on top of that, I reach out to MSI and because I need a new power supply. But the 5090, I'm going to...
Now you, okay.
Yeah, so the thing is, the 5090 is gonna be almost $3,000. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's gonna, because I'm gonna pay for that plus the shipping. I don't know what the shipping is gonna be from his place to here. It's almost $3,000. So after that, I have no more money this year, and so I need a power supply, and I wanted to, ask for a case too, because my case is a very Chinese case and very, very flimsy. So I asked MSI, and they're gonna send me a power supply for the 5090, a case, and some fans for the case. And the case looks amazing. Okay. It looks amazing. It is 270 degrees view. It's just glass all over, and it has like multiple fans. I mean, like three. They're gonna send me 7 fans.
Yeah, let me stop you here. If you need any help with placing the fans, let us know. Okay.
I need help because sometimes I put it the other way and then it doesn't work well. I'm gonna do it live. I want to do a live stream building the PC. Changing the motherboard where I have it, put it in the new PC. So yeah, I cannot wait, man. I'm telling you, I'm so excited about it because for everything, for the 5090 and for the case too, because it's one of those things I would never spend. I mean, $400 in a case, or it just you get the cheapest you can. That's what I did. My case is like $27. I paid for it. So that's terrible. It looks like it is $27. Like it's not. It was not like a good deal. It's a $27 case. It's terrible. So yeah, I never.
Yeah.
I would never spend that
saved
money, but now I will have this nice.
No, I never saved money or tried to save money on case or power supply. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with this. This is you can't see is an Asus TUF case, which was so expensive, but this is like a tank. First of all, a tank, and I can use it for all my future builds. You know, I mean, forever. So that's why I think, you know, saving money on a case just to I don't know. There are better ways to save money. Not
nice. And this case also has the ability to use the motherboards that have the ports in the back. So there are some motherboards, they call that Project Zero or something like that. So when you see the PC, there's no cables at all. It's only the motherboard clean, because all the connectors are from the back.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense with this case, you know. That's why I prefer fractal cases as well, because they're just closed completely. So you can just do whatever you want and just close it.
With a cable match.
But no, I get it. But if as a nice build, that's the thing, you know what I mean? I was always, when I'm seeing those PC builds, you know, glass or whatever, I was, oh my God, this looks fantastic. But to get this done, you know, with water cooling or whatsoever, oh my God, this takes you ages. Well, you need to buy a pre-build, which I'm not a big fan of, but yeah.
Yeah, someone shared a video that they have the same case that I'm gonna get, but in white. I'm gonna get the black version.
Oh, okay.
And he showed me his build on a short, and it was absolutely insane. He even had a robot inside of the case. It was all a white build. It was looking absolutely insane. So yeah, very excited about that.
Okay, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, G5. Yeah. Maybe we do both. You know what? We do a both a fundraiser for the G5. But the problem is not again. How can I tell my wife? I mean, if the channel demands this, you know what I mean? Oh my God, maybe that's something I need to do this, because I will lose half of my subscribers and whatsoever. Maybe that's something I can.
I think it makes a lot of sense. So, you know, I really want to see the G5 because I want to see it, because I don't believe, even when the numbers are so high, I don't believe it's gonna look more colorful than QD-OLED. That's my thing. I want to see if it really looks that colorful and so bright. So, but yeah, I love that it looks super black. We know that for sure. So LG put the G5 side by side with the S95D with a matte finish, and call everyone. They call all the YouTube channels and say, "Hey, come and see this." that was bad. The S95D with a matte finish with the lights on, side by side with the G5, that looked bad.
Yeah.
So I'm glad.
I know. So I saw the S95D back then, you know, in the shops, and even the TV section now in the bigger retailer shops are now dimmed, you know, because to make it a little bit better. But you can clearly see even, oh my God, you know, with lights on, the S95D doesn't look good. And then you can clearly see, oh, that's an LCD screen, glossy screen. Even it's LCD, oh my God, this looks now so much better right now.
Yeah,
I get it. You turn off the light, it's better, but still, I don't know, Samsung. What are you doing? That's why the G5 is such a great choice, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it is. If let me tell you, if the S95F was glossy finish, no one connect box or issues with the sound or anything like that, it would be perfect. I mean, it would be better than the G5 because it also has the tandem technology.
Yeah,
the new QD-OLED has the tandem technology too.
I have a question completely. So now we're talking about display finishing. Okay, so I'm planning to probably get an Apple MacBook, and they have the option you can actually have a nano-textured matte finished thingy thing. And I know what you mean. I can see your brain, but anyway, I saw a YouTube video, because the thing is, getting a MacBook, because you need to use it anywhere, you know what I mean? And the reflection handling from this matte was so fantastic. And he showed actually both, and in terms of colors, in terms of contrast, they looked identical. So does anyone has a MacBook Pro with this nano-textured or nano-matte? I can't remember what Apple is calling this. It's probably just blah blah blah, whatever. But it's a matte finish. But it looked really absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to Apple shop today, because I'm really interested in this and have a look. But anyone has some experience with that and can recommend it or not, or for whatever reason?
I mean, let me know your take.
Obviously.
Let me know your take on it.
Yeah.
If you like it. But if every time they say that they're gonna put a matte finish, I don't care what's in front of it. I'm already putting up the shotgun. I'm like, okay,
yeah, I know.
What did you say? A matte finish? Just get out of here with that crap. Yeah.
I know. That's just, and again, it's very hard just to say on a YouTube video, but what he showed, it's, yeah. Anyway, it's MacBook,
maybe if it's for work only, like for, Excel or,
it is for work, it is for work. It's not, I'm not planning to do, it's for video editing and stuff like that. I'm not planning to buy or play any games on it. But still, you pay $230 more just for this matte finished.
Oh my God!
Which is
paying
also
more
crazy.
money for a matte finish. I think that's the ultimate. I mean, no way. No way I pay any money for a matte finish. I mean,
yeah, I know what you mean. It's just, have you ever been on an Apple page and configured something like a MacBook Pro or whatever? It's
for me, Apple. When I go pass by an Apple store, for me it says "Do not enter" at the front. Like I'm not interested. Like there's no, in my opinion, you should not be biased towards any company or hate or love any company. At the end, you get the best product. Yeah. It doesn't matter the brand, except Apple. I'm sorry, Apple for me is just like no way. So yeah, it's just
I know what you mean, but I'm starting to work more with Apple products, and I saw more, and the connectivity to each other. You're working on your phone, and you literally just this and just send it over to your MacBook or whatever.
Yeah,
it's so easy.
That's what they want.
It's so easy, and I saw, and then Final Cut Pro, which is a great video editor, it runs just flawless actually on the MacBooks. Anyway, I know you pay this. Yeah. You pay this. But the next thing is I'm replacing my S9 Plus, which is now I think 7 years old, with an Apple iPhone. And the reason is very simple. Samsung doesn't sell their very fast chip outside the US. So there's Enox and what is the other chip?
I know what you're talking about. I forgot the name.
2 chips. Yeah. So and just in the US, they're selling actually the great performance Samsung phones. Okay, so I learned this the hard way, because it's not just that the chip is slower, it's also the video quality and picture quality is not the same. Okay, that's why Samsung is not on my list anymore. That's why I'm going Apple. That's why. Okay, I'm not. But anyway.
Also talking about the Snapdragon. So also talking about the anti-reflective surface treatment. They're saying that the G5 actually is super glossy, but it still handles the light super well. I don't know how that works. Every time I hear anti-reflective, I'm like, okay, that's a warning for me. So I hope it's good.
I mean, honestly, we need to be honest. So the thing is, I don't mind absolutely glossy panel, because when I watch something, I don't have lights behind me. It would be stupid, first of all, to have something on what reflects to your screen. Even if you have a matte finish, it will distract. That's how it is, That's why all my lights are behind the TV, and it's not distracting, even with a glossy panel. So it's not a deal breaker for me to have a glossy panel. But with laptops, maybe a different story if you work somewhere, in a very bright environment.
For example, my monitor, I'm not sure how about your monitor. It'll be interesting to hear your take. So if you compare your monitor with the S95C, let me know if that's different, because my QD-OLED monitor doesn't have the same anti-reflective surface treatment than the S90D has. Not even close.
No,
so
it's more matte.
It's more glossy than monitor. It's more glossy, significantly
Really?
more. Yes. So if I shine a light, the brightness of the reflection is a lot brighter on the monitor than on the TV, significantly. And it looks more clear. It looks better. The monitor, when it comes to the coating, looks better. Actually, when I noticed that, I was like, man, this TV has a matte treatment here, and I don't like it. But I have to say, see, everything has advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah.
The advantage is, it seems like the more matte treatment the QD-OLED has, when you have a bright object on screen, the nearby pixels don't light up as hard. So on the monitor, when I have something bright on screen, the nearby pixels are lighting up more than on the S90D.
Okay.
But I will take that any day. I prefer the glossier. I like more the monitor because it looks more black. It looks more black. I use on Windows a high contrast theme, and I notice that all the time because most of the backgrounds that I have are black. So when something is bright, I can see the darkness all the time and how it gets affected. And I don't like how it looks on the TV better than the monitor. The monitor looks better. So yeah.
So what is this? You think G5 will be better than S95C? Absolutely. Absolutely. After the service calibration.
I don't think so.
After the service calibration.
So, I don't think so. It might look more correct. The calibration might be more accurate or something than the S95C, the colors, because the VT2020 on the S95C is not calibrated and all of that. But QD-OLED colors, I think it's going to look more correct. Yes, the G5 is going to be brighter. Correct, It's going to be brighter and all of that. But I would not get the G5 having an S95C. Markus.
Oh, you make it so hard.
I would not get it. I mean, Markus, he wants it because he wants to have all the latest tech all the time. But as a non-YouTuber or just a consumer, there's no way I would get a G5 if you have the S95.
Come on, it doesn't make sense to upgrade even you have on G2. I mean, CX is probably a hard choice now because this is a big step up from a CX to a G5, no doubt. But even the CX is if it's perfectly fine TV, we're not talking about a crap TV. It's, you know what I mean? So it's.
Oh, wait. We have a comment here from FOMO. He's saying, I will ask the US product manager and he'll get the answer from Korea. Are you talking about the OLED Motion Pro question? That would be absolutely amazing. Let's go, man. Just escalate that up. Let's make it happen, man.
Let's make it happen.
I mean, I think the community would have to make a monument for FOMO. If you make that happen, you will be immortalized in the AV community. I mean, you already
check out Stop the FOMO. He's doing a lot of absolutely fantastic videos. I like it.
Let me tell you, I think, in my opinion, like honestly, this is not me, glazing over FOMO or anything like that. In my opinion, the reviews that FOMO does live are the best, and nothing comes even close. Absolutely. Because it is real, and he's listening to the feedback. People ask, "Hey, I want to see, if this TV is better and this and that," and then he changes the video, the test pattern or whatever to show the difference, and you can see the issues in real time. Like he doesn't. If you do it live, there's no bias because you don't know how good it's gonna be. You don't know if it's gonna have an issue, and if the TV has an issue, it's gonna happen there live. You're not gonna hide it. It's happening.
And that's very good comment actually, because there are a lot of channels out there. I'm not naming any now, but some of them are very biased. You know what I mean? And you can clearly hear this in the reviews and stuff like that. I don't like this. You know, I really don't like this, because we like to have reviews. They're really honest, stating the facts. Okay, not your personal opinion. I like to hear the facts. Okay, of course, personal opinion is also important, but I like to see the facts plus your personal opinion. You know, so let's say even the QD-OLED has from a technical point of view, better colors, but I like the QD-OLED better because it just looks better to me. That's your personal opinion, but I like to see the facts. But sometimes the facts are not getting showed, or maybe not in the correct way, and you just have your personal opinion, which doesn't matter, actually, to be honest.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I like to. I'm a facts guy. Absolutely.
And when it comes to TVs, the thing is,
Yeah.
what the camera can show you is nothing even close to what you see in front of you.
Of course.
So the commentary of the reviewer is the only thing that really matters. I mean, the camera can show you the brightness difference. There are some things that the camera can show you well, but you have to rely on the person that's on the other side. So I think he does a great job.
Now we get the Snapdragon Elite on all Samsung's phones. Okay, so did it change this? Okay, let's say it like that. Too late, Samsung. Okay, that's it. Anyway, it's fine. This one, yeah, Apple build quality and software quality is simply unmatched in the computer space. It's just, I know. So I mean, I'm having just Windows PCs because that's what you need, unfortunately, for playing games. But working on a MacBook or whatsoever, or with the Mac OS, it's just a different world. Believe me, it's just a different world. And the latest, so I don't know, you had a lot of issues with Nvidia drivers. The latest issues with the feature updates on Windows 11 are just terrible. They're releasing updates, then they're stopping it because there's an issue. There was an update, and both PCs are actually connected in the network, okay, to each other. And there was a bloody update, and it was just cut. I couldn't get it working anymore. Then a month later, another update, and I haven't done anything. Now it's working again. Hey, Windows, Microsoft, really.
What I have against Apple, honestly, like being serious, is, for example, they would make a laptop more aesthetically beautiful and sacrifice performance, cooling, for example.
That's not good.
So the way they would prefer to make it look beautiful, so it sells more because most people don't care about performance. They don't have that. They know their customer base, basically. So they would just make it thin, very thin and beautiful, and then it's a toaster. It's super hot, and the performance goes down.
That's when you're talking about. This is probably the MacBook Air, which is very, very thin and has, I heard about issues if you have very heavy tasks. But the MacBook Pro, what I'm talking about, is like you can kill someone with this thing. Okay. So, but I get this, and I'm looking in the past months, because I'm going to buy a laptop. I looked at so many different brands, not just Apple. Don't get me wrong. And you're right, you can find this with Dell, with all the other companies. You can find very nice, stylish ones, where you have a paper, you open, but this is for cooling, it's crap. This is for opening a YouTube video and watch a YouTube video. But as soon as you like to use this i9, whatever is inside, forget it. Thermal problems all the way. I get this, but you find this everywhere. And
it's true.
What you mean. That's true. Because the difference between us and many other people out there, they're really looking, oh, this looks nice, oh, this vacuum cleaner looks nice, and I would go, I don't care, is it working good? I don't care. It doesn't need to look nice, you know what I mean? It just needs to do the job in the best possible way.
And for TVs the same. I don't care if they are so thin. I would prefer them to be thicker and be stronger and have more cooling.
I mean, honestly, the G4 is sick like that. The S95C as well. The CX was like this, like just maybe 5 millimeters or whatever. But the G4, G2, and whatever, they're really in a thickness where I would say that's fine. I don't mind.
So FOMO is confirming that yes, the question is about OLED Motion Pro. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I mean, this is so important. Sometimes these companies have a great feature, and for some reason they remove it. I don't understand that. Why would they ever do that? It happened with 3D. They killed 3D, and I think 3D is great. If you already have the technology, why not? I mean, right now there's no 3D TVs. Can you imagine any of these companies releases the TV and it has 3D? That's a selling point. I mean, you would be the only option. I don't know. I don't understand how these companies don't see that those kind of advantages. LG has this feature, OLED Motion Pro, on the CX and C1, and I know most people don't like it because you turn it on, oh, it's too dark and it's flickering. But it is like that because it needs to be better. So what they need to do is to improve it, not to kill the technology. On the G5, we have enough brightness to make this technology absolutely insane. We have 165 hertz. This technology can work at 60, 100, 120, 144, 165. And the advantage is that you can get a motion clarity that is far superior to the maximum refresh rate. It goes beyond. So you can get a clarity that does CRT-like easily. The G5 could be CRT motion with plenty of brightness, over 200 nits, easily, and have no visible flickering, be calibrated so it looks correct, the gamma looks correct. And of course, you're going to lose peak brightness, but it's still going to look good. It will be amazing for PC gaming. Absolutely amazing.
So I have a question. Does anyone... So why is... You heard about Quantum TV, huh? This guy. I don't know why he's actually getting so much traction and why he's getting sometimes so many views. He's not good. He's not good at all. He's not doing any facts. He's not doing any reviews. He's not putting any specs on, I don't get this, I'm spending hours of days and to make a bloody video, and I don't understand this.
I have to say, I am subscribed to Quantum TV. I watch
Me too.
videos,
I just like to be up to date.
And I have to say that I do like, the way he speaks. Maybe I don't agree with everything he says, but I think he's a good speaker. And I do learn from him because I am not a native English speaker. So I do like to hear his take. I like that he calls out things like, when you turn on a TV and you have to agree with the terms of service or something like that. I think that's BS. And he calls that out. I like that. But, he has his own goals and, his own opinions. I mean, I think everyone is right with that. But he does, he's a little bit ballistic with the community, and I don't agree with that. I would never talk bad about any content creator, because I consider every content creator to be my colleague, because we are all working here on YouTube. So yeah, that's my take on that.
Yeah, I don't consider him as my colleague, but anyway, it's a different story. Anyway, yes, FOMO is a 100% credible source for good TV reviews. The same counts actually for KG or Glossy. They're also just really, really good in their sector. You know what I mean? All different type on how they're reviewing TVs. KG is more the entertainment part, I would say. Glossy is very in deep with facts and whatsoever, what I really like. And FOMO is a mix of both everything, I would say. Something like that. Not sure.
We also have Brian, which I'm looking forward to.
Talking about the devil, you know what I mean? There he is. The new Mac Studio with M4 is launching. Yeah, I know. I look. So the problem is I need a laptop, I think. I saw the Mac Studio as well, which is so powerful, compared in terms of what I like to do, video editing. But it's also crazy expensive, the Mac Studio. It's so, what they're asking, this is unbelievable. Just for a little thingy thing,
And then as soon as you turn it on, they're asking for your bank information, how to take your money, and you have to agree with a bunch of things.
You stop talking because you're Nvidia shill,
Well, let me tell you, as soon as if I ever get a free thing from Nvidia or free GPU, I can no longer, be so enthusiastic, because I think it wouldn't be that wouldn't be right. But so far, I'm buying the 5090 with my own money. So if I want to get excited about it, I think I have all the right to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was saying that I'm looking forward to Brian's tech therapy video about the G5 because he shows gaming, a lot of gaming. Last video he did with gaming, he showed more games than the latest Sony state of play. He shows just so many games. I don't know how much time he has to spend with showing that many games. Just incredible.
So we have actually a super chat from Jimmy Harrison. Thank you very much. Always good to see you guys. Thank you very much, Jimmy. Always good to see you here, actually. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy this. We have a lot of fun today, actually. I don't know, maybe it's not just choose. No, it's just choose. Really.
Absolutely.
No, but so let me just go to a couple of. We have so many comments, and again, please do us the favor, subscribe to both channels. This would be absolutely fantastic.
So we have a comment here from Cuban. ¿Cómo está la cosa por ahí? I spoke what? Cuban there. That was Cuban. Hola said it. So he's asking, how does Motion Pro works? Low, medium, high, auto, which is for 60 and 120. So on the C1, I have not tested the CX. It might be slightly different. I know definitely the CX is different at 60. The CX at 60, OLED Motion Pro High has the same clarity as 120 OLED Motion Pro High, but it flickers more at 60 and it is darker as a consequence. But on the C1, OLED Motion Pro High works at 60 FPS hertz. So you need FPS equal hertz. You want no drops on the frame rate. So it works at 52, but the flickering is unbearable. It's unusable, but it works. So it works at 60, 100, and 120. Yes, it works at 100. So you get 100 FPS, 100 hertz, and it looks like 263 based on my testing. Actually, I'm going to put it side by side with my 360 hertz QD-OLED to know exactly if my calculation was perfect or what was the error. So at 100 FPS, it looks like 263. 4K, 263 frames per second. Of course, it is not the same to lower the persistence than to get a higher frame rate, because a higher frame rate improves all aspects of motion clarity, not only eye tracking, like lowering the persistence does. But at 100, the flickering perception for me is gone and it looks super clear. It looks very nice. And then at 120, it looks like 312. So it's just amazing. I have a 360 hertz QD-OLED, but I need 360 FPS to get that clarity. On the C1 at 120 FPS, it already looks almost like my monitor, which is absolutely incredible.
Yeah. I know what Ariel is talking about. I tried this. I'm in terms of, so even on the G4, when you turn on True Motion, it is,
yeah,
or BFI or whatever, it doesn't matter. But you see the flickering. I can see the flickering, but the clarity of the picture when you move around is so fantastic, it's unbelievable. I know exactly what you're talking about. That's why if LG would improve this, to get rid of the flickering somehow or whatsoever, I don't even mind if the picture at some point is half the brightness, because the clarity what you get, and this is the most important thing. Just do me the favor, switch from 60 hertz desktop use on a G4, G2 or whatever to 120 hertz. Just desktop use, not even playing a game, and just use your mouse. You will never go back to 60 hertz, never ever. And it's just a bloody mouse movement. You know what I mean? And here on the 240 hertz screen, when I move the mouse, this is so flawless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And going back to my 60 hertz working from home station, 60 hertz.
Yeah, it is. It is a big difference.
It's crazy.
Once you see it, it's different. It's difficult to go back. Now the thing is, again, flickering, which is the biggest deal breaker, is gone completely at 100 or 120. So imagine the G5 could be work at 144 and also at 165. I can almost guarantee you there's no way flickering will be bothersome at 165 FPS if the G5 is doing this technology. Now, this is not BFI. It is not black frame insertion. What this technology is doing is reducing the frame visibility time. So for example, 120 FPS, what is the frame visibility time on a sample and hold display? You divide 1 second by 120 because you have 120 frames per second. And you multiply that by 1,000 to get the results in milliseconds. And that is 8.3 milliseconds. So that is your frame visibility time. Motion clarity is limited by persistence. What that means is that the motion clarity, regardless of the display technology, cannot be better than the persistence of the display. So what you can do is you can lower the persistence, lower the frame visibility time to improve motion. And the way that the LG does that is by trying to simulate what CRTs used to do, which is like a rolling scan of the frame. So the TV draws the frame left to right, top to bottom. So once it has a section of the frame draw, it's going to scroll that down and show you the frame, the rest of the frame, and the rest is black. So you see the frame in a section, and the smaller that section is, the lower the frame visibility time, the lower the persistence, the better the motion, but the lower the brightness too. So the smaller it is, you lower the brightness. So how much do you lower the brightness? For example, if you lower the frame visibility time to 10%, you are lowering the brightness to 10% or less based on the Talbot-Plateau's law, but you're also reducing the persistence to 10%. So for example, 165 FPS, that is 6 milliseconds of persistence on a sample and hold. So if you lower 6 milliseconds to 10%, you get 0.6 milliseconds of persistence. That is better than a CRT. And how bright would that be? Well, the G5 can do 2,500 nits in a 10% window. Okay, so let's say the G5 can do this technology with 2,000 nits in a 10% window. You can still get 200 nits with this feature. No flickering, no bothersome flickering. 200 nits is plenty bright, better motion than a CRT. That's why I'm like, LG, please bring this back because it could be awesome.
So, I mean, because we're planning to go to the CES next year in 2026, we need to talk to them.
Yeah.
And I think they will listen because they have to. I mean, they have to. You know, maybe Plasma is not allowed to talk to them because, you know, we don't want to get kicked out, but just give me the feature.
I mean, I would go crazy. If LG implements that feature, I would buy the TV. I would tell everyone, run and buy it. This is awesome. It's that simple.
So we have another super chat. Waterfalls 2000. I think that's for you.
Thank you very much. Just want TE. What does that mean?
I think
I just want to say, as a Brad Buy employee, the overwhelming majority of broken TVs are Samsung. As a Best Buy employee.
Okay.
So I was not surprised at your S90D saga. Okay, well, we have insider information from a Best Buy employee. I mean, Samsung, I don't like to return TVs. I had to go through 6 TVs to get to.
I mean, you're lucky you can do this, you know? There's no way I can do this in Australia. It's not that simple, probably. I mean,
well, I pay for a membership to be able to do that. $50 though, and they give me the $50 back because I purchased more than $500 or something like that. So it was free, but I paid for it.
So I recently purchased our G4, but considering returning it, waiting for G5, assuming the launch price of the G5, is it worth 1,000K over G4? If it's your money, but I think, yeah, it is worth to spend probably a little bit more for the G5. It really depends. I mean, if you now, the G4 was $1,000 less than the G5, probably you paid already a little bit too much for the G4. That's what I would say. Because that's the thing. The G4 is end of life. You should not pay more than half for the TV as it was announced. That's my opinion.
I would say do that.
Yeah.
Return it in and get the G5 and spend more money. I think it's gonna be better, man. Significantly better.
Yeah, that's probably the case, without having seen the TV, but so far what I've seen in terms of measurements and stuff like that and side-by-side comparisons, again, it's not as good, or it's not as good as on YouTube as with your own eyes, but as far as what I've seen, it's a big difference compared to the G4. If it can compete against a QD-OLED, that's a different story. But yeah. So we're coming close to the 2-hour range. So any last questions, wishes, hopes, fundraiser, suggestions for Ariel, something like that?
I want to say I'm surprised with the success of the channels. I was never expecting to receive products from these companies. I am very excited, looking forward to getting more products. And what I promise is always to be transparent. If I get a product now, for example, I'm getting this new case and all of that, I'm excited about it, and it is true. And it is I think the best advertisement that these companies can get, because it's real. I'm genuinely excited about it. But that only happens the first time. See, I got a monitor. I already have a monitor. If I get another one, it's not the same. So at the beginning, from me, you're going to see a lot of excitement, but do not expect that moving forward, because I am very picky. You already know. I'm going to tell you everything about the product. And I told you everything about this monitor anyway, even when I was super excited. So I'm going to tell you absolutely everything. But my point here is, in the future, once I get more stuff, I'm going to get more technical, try to do a better job of telling you, exactly what it is that I see, the quality or the features or the issues. But yeah, right now I'm in a beautiful state where I'm super excited to get my 59 and all of that. But don't take my excitement as, oh, it makes sense to spend $3,000 on a 59. Of course not. That's lunacy. But I'm excited because I've never been able to do that. So yeah,
that's good. Waiting for the 5090 review, because it's always I know what you mean. It's always like this. It's like this FOMO, fear of missing out. You know what I mean? Oh my God, the same with the G5, the same with everything. But yeah, I don't know.
And it would not be the same if I buy the G5 with my money than if I would get it for free for review. It's not the same. Obviously not.
That's why I'm still not happy with my G4. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm happy with the G4, but I'm clearly not as happy as with the G2. And I spent over $5,000 for the G2 back then, because I bought it when it was released. I spent half the money, $2,500, for the G4. And I'm not as happy as with the G2 because of the issues. Panel uniformity, okay? So yes, I think that this what you can expect, you as a viewer, from both of our channels, is transparency. Even so let's say if we I'm speaking for myself, but if I would get whatever blah 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 from a company X, but they're saying, hey, you can't say this or you have to say this, then it would be a sponsored video. Clearly fat banner, this is a sponsored video. I maybe don't even wouldn't do it, because then it's not me. You know what I mean? I don't like to sugarcoat something. You know what I mean? That's not me. I could never be a salesperson in the world. Never. I'm a technical focused person. I can't be a sales person, because if people would ask me the right question, I couldn't lie. I don't know what to say. Say, no, you're right, that's crap. Don't get it. I don't know.
Well, I think from my part, if I have a sponsored video, that's just me, glazing them over because they pay me money. So I will have that on the title, sponsor. And I have a video already done that is waiting. We are just negotiating a little bit on the background. So that's waiting. It's a sponsored video, and I'm just going crazy with the product. And that doesn't mean, it is a sponsored video. It's an ad. That's what it is. It's not a review. It's an ad. I'm not gonna tell you anything bad about it. They are paying me money, so it's a big difference. So I will be happy if Nvidia sends me a 5090. I'm gonna get happy with it anyway. It will be a sponsored video. I'll be even better, so I don't have to spend $3,000.
Of course, I would be happy. That's. But you're right. You're getting for the very first time, you're getting a review sample or whatever you want to call it. Of course, you're absolutely excited.
Yeah.
The next time when you get something, you're still excited, but it's not the same anymore. Then and after the fifth time, you say, okay.
Exactly. But then what are you gonna do? I think the best you can do is try to get more technical. Try to offer more details. Give more, and that's what I would do.
Anyway, I think that's any last questions, comments or whatever, for whatever you want to know. Again, please subscribe to both channels and like, share, and whatever you can do. This would help the most, because that's how YouTube works,
Yeah, let me comment on this before we go, because now we have the new Blurbuster CRT simulation shader, and some people are asking, could that be part of these new TVs? Yes, and it would be awesome, and that would work especially great for 60 FPS because the flickering is greatly reduced for the lower frame rate. So it will be great, but the higher the frame rate, you can get away with less of the fading, because the CRT simulation has a downside. That is basically because you are doing this fading, you might get a little bit of phosphorus decay, kind of trailing behind the object. But for 165 FPS, something like that, you can do more of a square wave, which is harsher for the eyes. Like you would see more flickering, more likely to see flickering, but it's gonna be more clear with less trailing behind the objects. So basically, my point is CRT simulation works very well, 60, maybe 100, 120. But as you go beyond 120, you don't need that much of that. But the great thing is CRT simulation is calculating the gamma so it looks closer to non-flickering. So they can copy that part and they can tweak it, basically. So my point is, at a hardware level, these TV companies could implement that to get motion beyond the refresh rate, not necessarily just limited to the refresh rate of the monitor. At a hardware level, they can do better than that. So yeah, we have that now. They should use it, definitely.
Exciting. I mean, this, oh my goodness, this G5, yeah. Okay, I don't know.
But
I really don't know.
G5 seems to be a very exciting TV. Unfortunately, Samsung, to summarize, the S95F is a matte finish, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we also have
this.
How about Adam getting the Hisense trichroma?
Oh, I'm not sure about that. I haven't heard. So Adam just got his baby, not Adam, his wife. Anyway, nowadays everything is possible. Hey, but no, I'm not sure about that. So I'm not sure about what the last information is on that. But I'm pretty sure he is very happy about the G5, announcement. And
yeah, G5 is looking good. But
yeah,
that TV is looking impressive too.
The other problem what I have, because again, I was at Adam's place last weekend, and he has this 83 G4, which is a massive TV. I have this little 65-inch, which is perfect actually for my setup here, but now 65 is not enough anymore.
After you saw 83, now you want it bigger?
That's a problem. Oh my God, that's what she said. But anyway, it's like, and then we're talking about even more money.
Nice.
But on the other hand, yes, it is a complete different experience. It is a different experience, So you can't have this because even you sit, because I would like to explain it like that. I can sit very close to a 65-inch and have probably the same. I don't know what the right English word is, but I can sit exactly in the same distance that I have the same visual field of view, correct? Then with a 83-inch. No difference at all. Okay, so but because the 83 is so much bigger, it pushes more brightness in your eyes. Okay, even the same peak brightness, the peak brightness would be the same, but the you know what I mean, because it's just more picture, more display to push brightness. It's just a different experience.
But now let me ask you, how much is gonna be the G5 at 83-inch for you?
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't know. I don't want to look this up now.
That's a command center by itself. $10,000.
But it can't predict the future. That's the problem. not the G5. No, this is just crazy. We're talking about so much money, which is just crazy. That's a problem. And we're just talking like this. Yeah, buy it. It's not that simple. We're talking about a lot of money.
So I think we have Matt here.
Hey, how are you?
In the chat. He's saying if it is not additive, he's not adding it to the cart. So he's probably referring to self-emissive RGB additive, pure additive color. Is the color science? I think it is. So basically, G5 is WRGB. So he says no.
Still the same, yeah.
So that's what I really want to see. That's why I want to see the G5 in front of me. I would love to get one to see, if is that a deal breaker. And I believe it's not gonna look as correct as there was something always wrong with my C1 to me. The colors, coming from a plasma, even self-emissive RGB, I think it just looks more correct to my eyes. The other thing is that the C1, even when it is less bright than these QD-OLEDs that I have, it was more difficult for my eyes. It caused me more eye strain than the QD-OLED, and I was expecting the opposite. But the QD-OLED, it doesn't bother my eyes. I don't need to use blue light killer settings, so it's more comfortable to me. It just doesn't bother my eyes at all.
Yeah, this can be. I know what you mean. That's the same. So I enjoy watching stuff or playing games on my S95C if I have some time. And you're absolutely right. It's not. What is the right now? Fatigue, whatever. I don't know. So it's not restraining my eyes or whatever. So I'm not feeling tired because of watching something. Okay.
Yeah.
So
yes, so you feel the same. Do you feel the G4 harder for your eyes than the S95C?
I think so, but it don't get me wrong. But the thing is also I'm sitting a little bit closer to it, and I'm doing a lot more work actually. So static stuff. So maybe that's also a thing. You know what I mean? So it's not the same content what I'm consuming on both TVs. Okay, so this is not usually the content what is running on the TV. It's editing program or something like that, But okay. So I'm happy that you're getting that's great, and a new power supply because that's necessary. I think so. So let's see what the 5090 is doing. Let's see when it is actually available here in Australia, but it's too expensive. I'm getting a MacBook Pro for the same price of an 5090. That's how it is.
Well, that's crazy. Let me answer this. Let me tell you, I was actually very disappointed that I was not able to match the S90D white balance using my eyes on the S90C. And I tried for over 2 weeks. I was not able to do it. With my eyes, I don't know if that's even possible. But I tried and I couldn't do it using my eyes. So I lost a lot of confidence in my ability to be able to improve anything using my eyes. But what I can do definitely with any display, I can use a test pattern to see if the display is crushing blacks. I can use a white clipping pattern to see where it is clipping the whites, try to understand the tone mapping. A color clipping pattern to make sure that the colors are not going too much, so I can lower it or tweak it. So I can do some things I can tweak the games using my eyes. If it looks good to me, it's good. I don't care about anything else. But I don't believe anymore that I am able to use my eyes and then get my iPhone. For example, a family member has an iPhone. I don't believe I can match the white balance of my iPhone using my eyes on my TV. I don't believe I can do that.
Yeah.
I tried already. I cannot. So yeah.
Yeah, interesting. But I mean, honestly, yeah, okay. That's calibration is a complete different story, and you need very good experience, great software, and of course a great measurement instrument to actually do the right job. So I haven't measured my G4 with my stuff at all. Not at all. I turned it on. I'm so happy with the white balance on this, with the colors. You know, it is really, it looks to my eyes on the spot, honestly. So, and I don't want to ruin this with just putting my meter on, which is then most likely not even correct, you know, because no one tells you that this is actually correct, you know. So how do I know? You know, if you like the picture, what you're seeing here in terms of white balance, then just don't bother. Don't bother. Just enjoy it, okay? That's what I'm saying. Anyway, I think that's enough for today. This was fantastic. We had a lot of fun. I'm going to Apple now.
And you're gonna give them so you're gonna go and give Apple your money now?
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you give money to Nvidia or Apple or Samsung. It really doesn't matter because your money is gone. That's what counts at the end. You know, so it really doesn't matter. But yeah, I think so. So at least I'm getting an iPhone because I need to replace this phone with something better. That's I don't need to, but I like to.
So I'm only buying a 5090. No deal, no bundle. So I'm getting buying the 5090 almost $3,000. Is the Gaming X Trio OC. So I'm getting that one, and then I am getting from MSI. They're sending me a case, a power supply, and some fans, and we're gonna get the 5090 built. And I'm gonna use, of course, what I have already.
I like Apple now. After I used it, you know, it's really anyway. That's the same with PlayStation 5 and Xbox. You know, so people don't do this and that. Yeah, no, it's just, you know, it's anyway. But it's a lot of money, you know. But and have you seen again? Have you ever been on the Apple side and configured your whatever MacBook? If you just put, you know, 24 gigabyte RAM is, I think, the minimum. You go to 48 or whatever, it's plus $600 like this. Yes.
You want double the RAM? 600.
It's like crazy. It's like crazy. You know what I mean? The Mac Mini, this little computer thing, starts, I think, with 256 gig. Yeah, 256 gig of SSD, which is nothing nowadays, of course. If you like to have more, I think it's plus 400. If you have 512. It's insane. Easier. You can buy a 4 terabyte SSD and plug it with USB-C. You know, so
I think it's even worse with the desktop. I think it's even more crazy with the desktop computers.
But anyway, anyway. Let's see. I think that's it. Okay, perfect stream. Absolutely fantastic. Ariel is now going to shave because that's what he needs to do.
Yeah, I have to be presentable for next week. There's a meeting. Some people are gonna see me, so I have to
not
shave.
It's different to YouTube. No one cares.
Yeah, YouTube, no one cares.
Now, okay, guys, thank you very much for your great support again. So please subscribe to both channels, like, share, and subscribe. And that's it for today. Okay, expect more content to come soon.
Thank you very much. Okay. And for me, the highlight of the stream, FOMO, is escalating the OLED Motion Pro issue with LG. That is like, thank you very much. It's just golden.
Thank you very much.